What's going on, guys? Welcome back to No Impulse Control. My name is Justin.
I'm Jasmine.
I thought you weren't gonna say anything, and I got really nervous for a second. I was gonna be like, really, super petty. Jasmine, how after you drink your water, how are you doing?
I am doing fine, thank you. How are you?
So the way that we edit things has like a color coordination for each person's name. Jasmine is she's upset with her color being shown a lot. I'm like full on crying.
Oh no. Upsetting for you.
Oh man. So you're just good, huh?
Yep.
Hmm. Well, that's
How
that's
how
good.
are how are you?
This is not gonna be a good episode if you're like this. I am doing okay. Uh the breath. I'm okay.
My cheeks hurt. I'm trying to hold this
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Not a whole lot happening in our world other than, it's break week, so that's pretty exciting.
in.
And it's been beautiful as of recent. Um,
Beautiful.
beautiful. I almost forgot what symbol I did, so that was real fun. Anyways, so yeah, it's been good. Good little relaxing time off. So yeah. Jasmine, what are we doing today?
Oh, I put muffins in my mouth.
Okay, I'll tell you what we're doing today. We're going onto Reddit and we're going to find these things called Am I the Asshole? And we're going to decide if they are, in fact, the asshole.
It's got a message that a meeting of mine is supposed to be starting right now, but there's no meeting.
I was going
It's
to
break
say,
week.
it's break week. Break.
Break break.
Break.
It's break break.
It's break. So, yeah. Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
If you have a really good one, you can. Oh, that's a long one. I'm not doing that one.
I have one about a teacher.
Well, I think that's a good one because I have one about a friend. So let's do the
Oh,
teacher first
that's
and
so
friend
awkward.
second.
Okay. So, teacher one, here we go. Ready? I'm going to read it to
I'm
us, and
ready.
then we'll decide and discuss. Okay. So, it is Am I the asshole for telling a 15-year-old that Santa isn't real as a teacher?
Yes.
Okay. Here's the story. It says, I am an English teacher for grade 10, 15, 16-year-olds. In my class, we were reading Animal Farm, which is an allegory for the Russian Revolution, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
It
yeah, yeah,
talks
yeah,
about
yeah.
the propaganda part of it and all that fun
Mm-hmm,
stuff.
mm-hmm.
And then she says, one of my students, a 15-year-old girl, asked me, why are the animals falling for propaganda so easily? And I replied that they haven't developed critical thinking skills yet. For example, you probably believed in Santa when you were younger, but as you got older, you developed critical thinking skills and realized that it would be impossible for Santa to deliver billions of gifts all in one night. She then replied,
It's not impossible. There's magic.
fair. Uh, she then replied with, wait, what? Santa isn't real? She looked around her table group and asked, you can't give me that face right now, and asked the other students, you believe in Santa, right? The other kids stared at her, or stared at each other, and a few of them broke into laughter. I saw one student put in his finger to his mouth and make a shush gesture. That word's
You
hard.
got this.
To another
No,
student,
well, you told me I did the thing.
to another student, while giggling. She seemed pretty upset for the rest of the class. So basically, I told one of my sophomore year students that Santa wasn't real, assuming that she would already have known as a 15-year-old. Is she the asshole?
So, yes and no. I think yes for assuming, because there are people who just don't know their, whatever circumstances, but also no because the kiddo is 15. I don't know that I would have used Santa to display propaganda, but that's a separate issue. Um, I don't know. That's a tricky one. What do you feel?
I so I think I lean more towards no,
Mm-hmm.
because
Because you
typically
do like to ruin sophomores' lives. I get it. But those of us who care,
I
Justin.
also work with sophomores on a daily basis, so
Yeah, this
there's
is
that.
fair.
I
I don't.
so part of me, I do agree, like yes and no, but I like there's like a
Mm-hmm.
15% of yes, because like I'm looking at like, I want to make sure that if everybody understands it, or everybody is where they feel like mentally, then they can handle it. Da, 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
But most of it's no, because like one, she's 15, so typically at 15, kids just Santa's not real to them. Two,
Mm-hmm.
um, I know that sophomores can be quite mean at times, and that
Mm.
doesn't hold off on the teachers. So part of me is like, I wonder if she was trying to play it up for
Oh,
being a jerk
yeah.
to the teacher.
Or just doing like a joke or
Yeah, or
something to be
being a
like,
joke. Yeah,
what? Santa's not real? Yeah,
right.
I get you.
And then three, I also feel like it's no, because like the element of Animal Farm. Okay, I never had to read
Mm-hmm.
Animal Farm. For anybody who knows me, English not my thing. Don't do. I'm not good at spelling. I'm not good at reading. I have a high like reading comprehension, but it takes me like years to do books. So
I'm really happy we chose a reading based podcast episode today.
I told you. I mean, I'm fine with it. Whatever. Um, but like I never had to read Animal Farm, and this
Mm-hmm.
is unfortunately how my school did it. Was you had the smart kids, the ones who could read well, do English well, all that fun stuff. Then you had the not so smart kids who were in the lower level and had to deal with like, not Animal Farm type books.
Mm-hmm.
So being that this student and teacher are using Animal Farm, that makes me feel like this group of kids are more common sense driven, have a very good understanding of like just like,
Yeah.
so part of me is like pulling into that. I mean, it's not fair because really we don't know either of them. But I
Mm-hmm.
I would I would put my stamp on no, she's not an asshole.
Okay. No, that makes sense. For the animal farm thing, some kids read it as young as eighth grade.
Shows you where I
I
was in high
just
school.
I read it in eighth grade. We were at very different points, I think, in eighth grade, but most school districts don't do Animal Farm anymore. So this, I'm assuming, is a little bit older anyway. How long ago was this
Two
posted?
months ago,
Insane. I wonder if this was like I posted 2 months ago, but it happened a while ago.
maybe.
Maybe,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. But I was just gonna say, like, Animal Farm is one of those books that's like you get it or you don't
Yeah,
kind of thing. And if you're reading it to a group of 10th graders, you've already, like you said, you've already kind of determined that they were able to read, understand, and comprehend this book. So the assumption that these kids would also understand and comprehend that,
yeah.
about Santa, whether or not Santa is real for our children listeners.
Children listeners.
I went real back in time for that accent. Um, but yeah, for any of our children listening, Santa is definitely real. For any of our 15-year-olds, he is not.
It's for whoever you feel. It's your choice. You make that decision. Just
You get to choose if he's real or not.
from our standpoint, this is we believe this certain amount. So yeah, that was my story.
So we've determined no, she is
Yeah,
not the
I
asshole.
would. Yeah.
All right.
What's yours?
All
You
right.
said you had a friend one.
You're
What's
ready
your
to be done
story?
with yours? All right. Am I the asshole for calling my friend a fat ass in retaliation? I, 17 female, have a friend Gina, 17 female, that I go to school with. Gina is one of my very close friends, but she can be inconsiderate of what she's saying and can be condescending. Gina works out a lot and is very active, but just due to genetics, she's naturally heavier. This is relevant. Today at lunchtime, my group of friends started randomly comparing my body to another friend who has a similar body type to me. I don't even know why this became a topic of conversation, but they started saying things like, "You have the same stature, but Lily is so much more toned, she's more fit, etc." I was kind of brushing it off, and Lily was sort of helping me out by trying to divert the conversation. Gina then said, "Yeah, except OP is flat on both sides," and made a flattening motion over my body and started laughing. This really pissed me off, and I said back in a flat, biting tone, "Okay, fat ass." Damn. I'm not proud of it at all. It was cruel, and I regretted saying it immediately after. Gina kind of looked at me shocked and walked away. It was awkward with her for the rest of the day, but I didn't have any classes with her afterwards. After school, my friend texted me saying Gina told her she was expecting an apology. I told her that Gina is being immature by asking someone else to relay her messages instead of talking it out with me personally. I told her I'm happy to apologize, but Gina can't expect to get away without apologizing for what she said to me, and if she wanted to talk, she could reach out and be mature. My friend said that she screenshotted my messages and sent them to Gina. I think it's important to note that neither me or Gina are very insecure people. I'm fine with my body. I think it's just shitty to say something like that to anyone, especially your friend. And I snapped. Gina likes to say these things about how I'm flat a lot for some reason. This isn't a new scenario, and I've never talked back until now. Again, I really do regret it, but it was the straw that broke the camel's back because she's always talking like this. Am I the asshole?
So the original question was, am I the asshole for calling my friend a fat ass in
In
retaliation?
retaliation.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, based strictly on the question, yes.
Hmm. Hmm.
Strictly on the question.
Hmm.
On the whole situation, absolutely not. I think. Well,
I think they
I was
both
gonna say
are.
yes, but like it's like a cancel out type of
Everyone here
situation.
sucks.
Everybody here sucks. Um, but strictly on the question, yes, you are an asshole. Um,
Yeah,
in the nicest way possible, because like
because
body shaming is not
she
okay.
could have just gotten up and right. She could have just gotten up and walked away. Am I screaming? I am so
You're
sorry.
fine.
These are noise
Yeah,
canceling,
same.
and I can't hear. And so I took this off, and I was like, "It's so loud." Anyway, having a little melodramatic moment, but no, I think body shaming in general, like there is a line with every friend group, um, where you can talk about a body whatever and say like actually there isn't really a line for body shaming, but for me, I guess some people make fun of it, whatever, and that's if that's how your friendship works and you've both agreed to it, it's whatever. But this just bless you.
Thank you.
But this just feels like so mean to be like she has a flat
Yeah.
body. It's just like and to motion with
Yeah.
it, you can't then get upset for being
Yeah.
called names. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I
So
think
anyway.
I agree with that. It's not okay to body shame in either capacity.
Hmm.
And especially like yeah, I get it. Friends will be friends and say things that are gonna tip the other person off, but at the same time, like
Hmm.
you've got to know a line, and you got to know
Hmm.
when is respectful, when is disrespectful, and also understand
Right.
the other person has feelings. Like, so I think.
And
Oh yeah, go ahead.
oh, sorry.
I
Nope,
was
you
just
go.
gonna say
You
I
were
think
talking.
both are in the wrong here, and then also to expect an apology from the person that you were being disrespectful to,
Right.
that bugs me a little bit.
Without offering one
Right, and
first.
and to go through a friend, that also bugs me. But like the whole
Yeah.
situation's kind of
I
gross
also
to me.
I also think like I totally lost it. I had like an and point, but I totally lost it. Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I know for us, we don't ever talk about each other's bodies in that way, except to when one of us is like making a comment, like, "Oh man, I feel gross," whatever, and the other one's like, "You're
Yeah,
fine, suck it up, Buttercup," and like that's where we're at because both of us are. We just bodies are not something we joke about. We'll talk about your baldness or I don't know what I have, but with
wow,
my perfection and all.
wow,
Um,
wow.
There's a lot to be made fun of for me. I can't narrow it down to one thing,
I mean,
Justin.
same, but like, pick my bald. I look like Megamind. Like, what are you talking about right now? What do you?
You don't look like Megamind. You do kind of look
I
like an
kind of feel
egg
like Megamind when I
in
shave
that
my head
light.
like this. I'm gonna be honest.
We can dye you blue for
Not
Halloween.
happening. Not happening at all.
Not, not a
Not
happening.
not happening. No. So yeah.
Anyway, oh, I remember what I was gonna say.
Okay.
And you can be okay with someone making a comment one day and the next be a little more
Yeah.
insecure and not like it's justified that she reacted by getting up and walking off. You should have gotten that same reaction by just getting up and walking off. Be petty, but not that
Right.
petty.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's mine. Your
All
turn.
right. My next one. Let me just get myself ready for this one. Am I the asshole for turning a guy down because he's short? Um, I want to preface
No.
this. My next two are about short people because when I was looking up things, I was looking for short stories, but I typed in short. So, thriving.
Mine are so different.
So, here's the story. I was at a bookstore last week and I ended up chatting with a guy. He was so nice and cute and asked for my number. And I even thought, or even though I'm like 2 to 3 inches taller than him, I gave it to him. We're both 22. I'm like 5'8". He's maybe 5'5". We spoke on and off for a week and he asked me out to a bar. I had no plans and I agreed to, and it was a good time. He's a nice guy. Thank you for reiterating that.
Mm-hmm.
But the more
He's
he's a
very nice,
very nice
Justin.
guy
Very nice man. And also
and
cute,
short.
but short.
But
Don't forget he's itty bitty.
I hate it. But the more I was thinking about it during the date, the more I thought to myself it wouldn't work because he's a lot shorter than me. I still enjoy the date. Or I still enjoyed the date and the path are and paid blah, 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 and he paid our tabs. But my goodness, I am struggling reading. After that,
Just zoom it in. That's what I had to do. I couldn't
oh,
read it. It's too little.
I'll just lean forward and get closer to the screen. Hey guys. After that,
Great.
I lost where I was. I still enjoyed the date, and he paid our tabs. After that, we were speaking, and he mentioned we should go to this cool other bar next time. And I just said I wasn't feeling anything between us. He was kind of bummed, but said any particular reason. So I just told him I don't really like shorter guys, and he surprisingly took it very well. He said, "No problem, I get it. Thanks for the honesty," and we hugged and went on our way. Anyways, I told one of my friends, this guy, or told one of my friends this, who's told one of my friends this. There's no comma. Who's a guy, and not short. Rude for a short person. This is very rude. Okay. He's like,
Well, you're lucky Darcy isn't taller than you because she would
I
have had to leave
know,
you.
even a couple inches. Dang. Um, so who's a guy and not short? He's like average height. And he said
Isn't 5'6"
for guys it's
average?
I think 5'8" or 5'9", something like that.
So he's not
No.
tall.
Who's like average height, and he said that that was super vain and shallow as the way I was as I
Correct.
was describing him. He was a nice guy and he can't control his height. However,
You're so close to the mic.
sorry. However, my girlfriends think I was well in right, and that uh, it's a deal breaker for them too. And I am not an ass. Am I the asshole? That was a
So
struggle.
there's so much stickiness. Oh, for your thing? Yeah, a little bit, but that's fine. I thought you meant the muffin, and I was like, I know, it's very sticky. Anyway, I think it is okay to have a preference and to say, like, I don't like to date guys that are shorter than me. But then don't go out with him. If you're already like, I'm not going to enjoy this, he is shorter than me, even though apparently he's the nicest guy ever
He's a
and he's
very nice
very
guy
cute.
and very cute.
He's
He's just
very
super
nice, yes.
short.
And I let my average height male friend, this reads like a
Yeah, it's
fanfic.
weird.
Um, but anyway, I think it's fine to have a preference. You can want to date someone taller, but it's also like not cool to take someone out. Like, he paid for your dinner and whatever. And like, I'm not saying you owe him another date because he paid for your dinner. I'm not saying that at
I
all.
was
That
gonna
would
say,
be creepy.
Jasmine.
But no, but I don't know. It's just weird to me to go out with someone knowing that you already don't want to pursue something with them because of a physical attribute that is just a deal breaker for you. And it's fine to have those. Don't then go on a date with them if you already know this is a deal breaker. He's not going to magically get
Right.
taller. So I think she is the asshole.
I agree. I think that she is the asshole. And from a male perspective, a shorter male perspective, I think that
Hmm.
I agree with what you're saying. You know, like if you already know that's a deal
Hmm.
breaker, you probably shouldn't be like leading him on,
Yeah,
because that's what you're
yeah.
doing,
It's it's something that's attractive or
right?
not attractive to you.
And
Like,
that's fine. You know, everybody
I
has
don't know.
their own thing, but like it just kind of
Yeah, levels of attraction are
it's just
fine.
kind of like it feels a little bit like you were using him at that point. Um,
Oh, for sure. That's exactly what
so
that
it just kind
was.
of I don't love it. It's not a pleasant feeling.
From from the title, I said no because I'm like, no, like I personally, I didn't want to date anyone that was shorter than me. It's just
Hmm.
a personal thing, and that's fine. If I found someone that was like, you know, the perfect person for me and they happen to be shorter, that's fine too. Um sorry, there's muffin in my throat trying to kill me. Um but I assumed that she was just like, hey man, like he asked for her number and she's like, oh no thanks. You're a short king, not my king. Um, but she
Yeah,
went out with him. That
yeah.
makes it
And then
worse.
also to at
I
the
don't know.
end that this also bugs me. He said when she finally told him that she doesn't like shorter guys, he took it very well. He said, "No
Hmm.
problem, I get it. Thanks for the honesty." And then we hugged and went on our ways. Why?
Probably because that was the only thing he knew how to do in that moment. Like,
Fair, but also I know
I don't
that
know.
if I'm like even if I take things well, I still am not gonna want to hug the person that just gave me like news of like
But you also don't want to hug
true. I guess
people.
that's fair, but I don't know. I just feel like
He might
this
be
is very
someone.
like
I
shallow.
don't know. It's
It
weird.
feels very shallow.
Oh, for sure.
And
Yeah.
that's like I said, it's not like wrong to have that opinion of like I don't want to date
Hmm.
somebody who's shorter than me because like if and like you said, I wouldn't want to date somebody who's taller than me, but is like I don't care a couple inches, that's fine. But if they were like 6'3",
6'2".
I'm probably I'm probably gonna be like, look, you're great.
Hello, darling.
You're
You're
great, but
wonderful.
I'm not interested type of thing. Um, and I
Hmm.
go I
You would need to have all new appliances in your home and everything because your home
no,
is
it's
not
built for
built for
short
tall
people. That's why
people.
it fits. That's why it works.
It's perfect. It's perfect. Your whole house built for
It was
short
also
people. It's
100 and something
lovely.
years old, so like short people.
Short
So,
people.
anyways, yes, you are the asshole. In conclusion, what is your next story?
We have decided. Um,
Two.
pick one or two. They're both good. Two. All right. Am I the? Sorry, give me a second. Am I the asshole for giving my daughter a stuffed bear filled with human hair? My 33 male wife, 31 female, and I just had our daughter, our first child, 3 months ago. My family has a tradition where the firstborn will get a special stuffed animal. I got one from my mother when I was born, who got one from her mother, who got one from her father, and so on and so on. The reason that it's special is because the stuffing is made from their parents' hair. The way it works is that once a child is old enough to start getting their hair cut, their parent will save as much of that hair as they can. When the child becomes a parent themselves, the new grandparent will use the saved hair to make a stuffed animal to give to the baby. The hair on the toy represents the new parent's connection to the child and is a tangible measure that shows they'll always be close by. The care taken by the new grandparent in collecting the hair and using it to make the toy represents the child's connection to its family history and is a tangible measure that shows the extended family will always support them. In short, the stuffed animal is a way of connecting the new life to their new family. After my daughter was born, my mother spent a lot of time making a stuffed bear from scratch to fill with my childhood hair. She just finished last week. Since my leave from work is just about over, I'm excited to give my daughter the bear and share the tradition with my wife. I thought she would think it was sweet, but she blew up at me. Instead of liking the bear, my wife suggested it was gross and disgusting and said she wouldn't have it around her daughter. I told her that it's our daughter, not hers, and that there's nothing disgusting about my family's tradition. She said it was unhygienic. I told her that it's not. The hair is clean and well preserved. That's not better. We argued, and eventually she said that if I ever put that thing near her daughter, that she would throw it in the trash. I was shocked. This is something that represents decades of my mother's work and planning and generations of my family's history. I told my wife that if she's so cruel and callous about something that means so much to me and my family, that she's not the person I thought she was. She just called my family's tradition weird and culty. I didn't know what to do. I didn't think my wife was this kind of person. I told my mother about the fight, and now she's feuding with my wife too. My wife then got her family involved before calling me some vulgar names. But am I really an asshole for wanting to give my special girl her special bear?
Mm,
I don't like this.
gross is the first word that comes to mind. Um,
I get it. Like, you want to
yeah,
continue a tradition, like, parents giving their child something. How would you feel if it was teeth? Replace hair
or
with teeth.
fingernails.
That's gross. Ugh.
I think, but the question,
Also, how fast does your
the
hair
question though
grow
isn't
that you have enough to make a
the
stuffed
question though
bear?
isn't that is it gross? Is it are they the asshole? And if I'm gonna answer just based off of that, no, they're not an asshole for wanting to listen. They're not an asshole for wanting to give the tradition that the family has had in generations.
Mm-hmm.
The whole story afterwards, yes, there's assholes on both sides. But the idea of wanting to
Mm-hmm.
give the thing that in his family has been passed down, and it's
Mm-hmm.
been a tradition and all that stuff, like it means a lot to the family to give your daughter that feeling, that thing that you know to him it meant a lot, so he's trying to like say it's going to mean a lot to her as well. To give that, I can see not being an asshole, and that's where I lean.
Okay. So I lean towards yes because, like, I'm thinking if
Mm.
this was Connor, right? And we have a baby, it's our baby girl, we're so excited, and he goes, "Hey, this special bear was made by my mom. It's full of my hair." I'd be quite upset because that's a weird
Mm.
gift to give someone. If I were to come to your home with a bear of my hair and give that to you, you'd call the police on me. I'd hope, or at least kick me out. I wouldn't want you to continue letting me in your home. A couple people, just for some other things, a couple people commented on this and said, "You're not the asshole because I understand this is emotionally meaningful to you, but also fairly objectively
That's where
pretty
I stand.
freaking weird."
That's
I'm not
where
going
I
to say the
stand.
actual word. Yeah. This person then responded to it, "I need to know the origins of this tradition and how generations of spouses
Fair.
just let it persist and fester." Edit to the comment, "I'm going to take a
Oh,
bag of my pubes to Build Bear tomorrow to make something nice for my wife." It's the
yeah,
same general concept, right? Like if you
yeah.
were to just shave consistently your pubes or your beard, which is face pubes, if you were to just consistently
Mm.
shave and collect them and put them into a bear for your child, people would be disgusted.
I
It's the
agree.
same thing.
Again, it's not about is it gross.
Well, no, he's an
Okay.
asshole because it's gross.
So we're looking at two different directions then, because like I'm looking at it as the emotional part of it, like the traditional, like the traditions part of it. I
Give her a
agree. I'm
blankie.
not saying he's right.
Give her
I'm not
grandma
saying he's right.
slippers.
I'm just saying I don't think he's an asshole because it's an emotional connection. On the flip side of
Mm-hmm.
that, which I also agree with, I agree with your side as well. I do think he's an asshole for giving her something that's so
Mm-hmm.
gross and unhygienic.
No, it's not
It's
unhygienic. It's
unhygienic.
cleaned
I
and
don't care what he
preserved.
says.
How do you clean and preserve hair? Like, to make it not hair. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting itchy thinking about it. But like, I can't imagine. Like, if I chop this up, I mean, I could probably fill a bear with
I
this.
could
But
too.
if I chopped it off and filled a bear with
I,
it, you have
I
enough
could have
hair
filled up
on
a
the rest
bear.
of
I
you.
shaved.
That
That was
sounds
weird.
so
I
creepy. I'm
shaved
so
last
sorry.
night. I could have filled up a tiny bear. I could have filled up a
It
tiny
looks
bear
nice.
last night because it was. I had a nice big beard. Eh, thanks.
You
Hey,
did. It looks nice. You look like a CEO of a Fortune
give me my
500
money.
company right now. You're about to you're about to sell me some really outdated stocks that are going to go under as soon as you get your
Stonks.
money.
Stonks. All right. So
Stonks.
yeah, I don't think
Anyway, so
I don't think
maybe the
either of us are
asshole.
wrong.
It got voted. it got voted no assholes here, that everyone in the story was fine and justified. And like I get it, but also, you know what? You know who's the real asshole? The
I agree.
baby.
How dare
Yeah,
she?
being
All
born.
right, one more from each of us.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Anyway,
I've
okay.
got, am I the asshole
Yep.
for wearing short shorts to the gym even after being asked to stop? So,
Can I pause you right there? Why would you want
I'm
to?
assuming that they explain. So, I am a big guy.
Oh,
I work out daily. I go to 3 gyms regularly. I wear and have worn with I wear
that's too
I
many
wear and have
gems.
worn what I lovingly call Ranger panties. They are short shorts. Think Magnum PI. I usually get attention for this, but it's usually just old men that roll their eyes. Occasionally, women stare. Nothing out of control. I've been doing this for years. Recently, a woman joined the gym that seemed obsessed with my legs. She will walk over every time she sees me. Well, or wait, yeah, she will walk over every time she sees me. Well, her husband came with her one day. He proceeded to have a mental breakdown over his wife talking to me. He came over and asked if I thought my shorts were appropriate. I responded by asking him not to objectify me for being beautiful, which which made him very mad. Uh, sorry.
Sir, don't objectify me for being beautiful. Just because your wife is
There's no
touching
touching.
me
There's no
on my
touching.
legs, which is
Just
inherently.
looking.
Oh, sorry. Just
Yeah,
because
there
your
you
wife is
go.
ogling my
Um,
legs.
so for being beautiful, which made him very mad.
Oh,
Staff got involved and asked me to, yeah, right? Staff got involved and
wild.
asked me to cover up for a little while. I said sure. So the next day I came in came in with smaller shorts, but with long sleeve shirt. Got him. um he was with her and lost his mind. When staff came again to talk to me, I said I had been working out like this here for years. I've also seen women wear a hell of a lot less, so I would not be changing. I will not would not be changing anytime soon. Which they
That's a
just
BS
shrugged
argument,
at.
but yeah.
Um, so he also did a picture of his leg, which I'm not going to click into because I don't really want to ogle at this guy's leg. But
Send me the link.
no,
I'll post it.
no.
That's gonna be our cover
this
photo. This man's
So
very
is
toned
this
leg.
person the asshole for wearing short shorts to the gym?
No, no. Sorry, my camera is like all sorts of. There we go. I say no because you. Well, yes and no. Yes, because why would you want to? Because you're sweaty, right? When you're working out, assumably, you're gonna
Yeah,
stick to
unless he's
all
strictly
the
doing cardio.
machines. Cardio in short shorts sounds like
Runners do
thigh
it all the
burn to
time.
me. But I guess
Fair.
I'm just chubby.
So
But I was like, damn, all right. Am I the asshole for calling my friend chubby on a podcast? No, but I just short shorts is wild at a gym to me, but to each their own, I suppose. But then no, not the asshole, because if her husband is that upset with her looking at his
yeah,
legs, be
talk to him.
upset with her for looking, not him
Right.
for owning the leg. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have to cover up because your wife can't
It's the
control her
same kind of
horniness.
argument that is in schools of males cannot learn if the females are wearing like clothes that are too small, which is not true. It's stupid. I'm not going to get into that part of it because it's stupid. But
What's also like it is distracting to wear little clothes, but then they go, "Ooh, she's attractive," and then they look back down at their computers because if they're just staring the whole time,
yeah,
that's a whole other issue. They could be sent to the office. It's not because I chose to wear, not me, but it's not because somebody chose to wear a t-shirt. Like they're gonna have to learn how to respectfully not look at people
right.
like that. They're going to be in the
I
real
think the other
world.
thing to this is that um, he, though funny, though
He's been doing
funny,
this for
he
years.
did not handle the situation too well. Um, okay, he did not handle the situation super respectfully. I guess. I mean, I guess it's not disrespectful. It's just not like
They weren't explicit.
no,
It's not
it's
what
not.
you would have
I was gonna
done.
say I
Actually, it is
would
exactly what
absolutely
you
do
would have
that kind
done.
of stuff,
It's
but it's
exactly
petty,
what you
is
would have
what it
done.
is. Yeah.
No, he handled
Oh,
it
I
petty. Yeah.
agree.
Well, they were being petty because they didn't want an upset guy yelling at them about this other guy wearing short shorts, but also
Yeah.
he'd been working out like that for years.
Right.
Why didn't they say something
Um.
beforehand?
Oh, just the. I responded by asking him not to objectify me for being beautiful. That.
That part
um.
got me.
I
Don't
am so
objectify
beautiful.
me. Let your wife
Uh,
do that.
True.
Well,
That's
his
true.
wife was objectifying
I
him.
don't love the argument of the
Maybe
women, like him saying that women do it. I don't love that
no,
either,
I
but
didn't
I
love
think
that.
that that can be kind of it can be used as a valid argument because of the same concept of what we just said, where
Hmm.
the yeah. So I think
Hmm.
it's
Yeah.
yeah,
I just
yes,
don't like the spite that was behind it of
right,
like, well, they get away with wearing, objectively less than me. And it's like, okay, let
right,
us help you,
exactly,
not don't throw us under, because then it's
right.
going to be a rule that
So
everyone has to wear
I say
pants.
not an asshole.
So, yeah, I say not an asshole. All right, last one. Am I the asshole for telling my friend that she doesn't get to have an opinion about my cooking because she is poor?
Yes, yes.
So that's the title. Hold on. My best friend Layla, 29, and her partner Ryan, 40, were over for dinner this evening. I enjoy cooking, and tonight's dish was a seafood pasta with garlic bread and a veggie side dish. Having Layla and Ryan over for dinner is a semi frequent occurrence, but they typically don't contribute anything to our meals. The reasoning is one, they struggle financially, and two, neither of them are very good at cooking. If they do bring something, it's usually drinks or a store bought side dish, potato salad, mac salad, chips, etc. But that is rare. Sorry, I'm moving my mouse. This has never this has not ever really bothered me because hanging out is always a good time and I'm understanding of their financial situation and preference for not cooking. My
Partler.
partner my partner my partner and I live very comfortably and can afford to feed guests for dinner every so often, so it has never really been an issue until tonight. I usually like to cut shrimp in half when I'm incorporating it into pasta because I feel like it mixes in better that way. It's just a personal preference. I don't claim to be a master chef. I just like cooking, and that's the way I've always done it. Layla started getting on my case about not serving whole shrimp with the pasta. It started out as lighthearted banter, but quickly became extremely annoying. Some of her comments included, "Feeling stingy tonight, huh? Hope I don't get hungry again later. I've never seen pasta served with cut up shrimp before." I eventually got fed up and said something along the lines of, "Interesting take considering that I know you've never cooked shrimp ever in your life and probably can't afford to either. You don't work, Ryan doesn't have a real job, you guys come over here for free food and complain about it? Nah, I'm done." It was word vomit, followed by a very awkward silence. They left shortly after that. I texted Layla an hour later and apologized for what I said. She apologized as well, but honestly, I'm still mad. I'm starting to feel like they're freeloaders and just feels icky knowing that they come over here and eat well pretty often, and my partner and I never get anything in return. I know we're in different financial situations, but there are ways to make an effort without spending a lot of money. Layla suggested we do. Layla, what the fuck, man? Layla suggested we do dinner again next week, assuming we were all good after we both apologized. I responded and basically said, I'll pass on that. She hit me back with, "So are we too poor for you now?" And I just said, "Yep." It's obviously not entirely that, but the whole thing left a bad taste in my mouth, and now I don't even want to talk to her. My partner thinks I'm being harsh, but I don't know. I feel used, and I don't like that. Am I the asshole?
Yeah, there is
Everyone
no
sucks
good
here.
in this story. So yes, answer is yes, you are the asshole. But
No,
so isn't your friend. So
you are the
isn't your
asshole.
friend's partner. I think
Correct.
actually, you know what? The only person here that is
Yep.
actually not an asshole is your partner, who really didn't have anything to do with it. What did they say? They said they were being harsh, but that's not really like
My
that's just
partner
an
thinks I'm
opinion. I
being
don't really feel
harsh.
like that's anything to do with it. I don't think that they're that
Yeah.
mean.
I also feel like I feel like if you know your friend's financial situation and you are willingly making them dinner, then
Something,
you
yeah,
can't expect to
yeah,
have like significant contributions, but you can say like, "Hey, would you mind doing the dishes afterward?" Like that's a
yeah.
contribution. They don't have to bring something monetary. Do you mind picking up or do you mind, bringing napkins or something like whatever, right? Just to have that. You could also hear me out,
You
be a good
could,
friend and help them cook. Like they're not good cooks,
right?
so what are they eating? You know what I mean? Like are they getting takeout every day? And then on the other thing, if you're freeloading a friend for their food, you can't
Yeah,
then be like, feeling stingy with the shrimp.
yeah.
Do you know how fucking expensive shrimp is? Like that's how long ago was this? This was 3 days ago. Shrimp in this
Yeah.
economy,
No, I
expensive.
think yes, you are an asshole, but
So
so is
I
your friend and your friend's partner.
mhm. But you can also, I mean, yeah. The other thing is, I think that the OP is definitely the asshole because she could have said something to her friend at the time, and then
Yeah,
instead of being
yeah.
like, "You're too poor for me," to just be like, "Hey, look, if you don't like what I'm cooking, you can pitch in," and just leave it at that. And then if they have a comment about I can't afford that, be
Then
like,
help out. Like
"Right,
there are things you can do.
then help out." Like, awesome, sounds good. Then you know, or a simple, if you're not paying for the shrimp, you don't get to tell me how I cut it.
Hmm.
Cut up shrimp does mix better with the pasta. Whole shrimp falls apart and
So
it doesn't mix well.
both of us seem to be on the same page of
Anyway,
assholes all around. I will
yeah.
want to. I do kind of want to add, being that I understand the poor part of it. Like I get, and I'm like not saying you don't or anybody else doesn't, but I just from where I am, I understand the idea of
Hmm.
going and having that person or that family that like does live better.
Hmm.
Yeah, they live a little better. As a
Supports you,
person
helps
who's
you,
been
yeah.
there, I feel like it's something like
Yeah.
you should try to help out, whether it's cooking, whether it's cleaning, whether it's like supporting them in some way, whether it's, going out
Hmm.
and mowing the lawn, whatever it is, like there should be some give back. And that's unfortunately not in the story. I wonder if there has been in the past.
I mean, she kind of said that,
Right,
and
exactly.
obviously, this is also her side of the story. If they do bring something, it's usually like store bought stink. This has never really bothered me because hanging out is always a good time. I'm understanding of their financial situation, preference for not cook. So it sounds like they never cook anything. But it
Right.
sounds like they do bring
I
stuff
just I think
sometimes, like
I think
sides,
that
but
it's
it's
not fair
rare.
of the
Yeah, I don't
guest
know.
to really say anything about the cooking. Also, I was taught not to, like unless it's really like really bad, or you're saying something good, or you're allergic. But like you should
Or
just
you're
go in and be
allergic.
like, "Oh, thank you," like use
Yeah,
manners.
right. I mean, like it's okay to talk about the food in a way to
Yeah,
be like, "Oh, I've never seen it cut like that." That's I've never cut my food up like that. That's interesting. You can say
right,
you don't like the food and you
right.
don't have a preference for it without being a jerk.
Yeah,
Like
that
without
part.
being
Yeah.
like you feeling
So I think
stingy.
right.
Unless you're best friends and that's
Yeah,
like a common
yeah.
joke
I
between
agree.
you. Like I don't know. But sorry about my fridge,
I mean,
everyone. She has an
fair.
opinion.
So so yeah,
She lives with me. So
assholes around. Question for
yeah.
the viewers.
Yeah.
Oh, did you have
So
something you wanted to add? Oh, question
nope,
for
I
the
was gonna make a
viewers.
dumb joke. You're good, continue.
Do you agree with us? Do you disagree? Are we the assholes for not having your opinion?
That was the joke I was gonna
So yeah,
make.
let us know in the comments, whether it's on Spotify or on YouTube. We love seeing those comments. I just want to point out, I want to give a shout out to my nana. She's every video has something to say, and I love it. Um,
Every video. Oh, it's so
Literally.
nice. It's one of my favorite
Other than
parts of
that, I
posting.
do want to. What did I want? I wanted something. I don't either.
I don't know.
Jasmine, where can they find you?
Oh. Oh, they can find me over at Asminsta on TikTok and Instagram. And they can also find our show over
I'll
at
look
No
it up.
Impulse Control on TikTok and Instagram. We
All
have
of them are classic.
3 TikToks, but we'll be posting more. They are great. But we are entering into frat boy season, which is a famed season for Jasmine. and Justin tolerates it. But that means we're going to be outside doing stuff a lot more often together. So you guys will be seeing a lot more content of us in real life. Okay,
You can
where can they
find
find you
you can
at?
find me at
I'm just gonna go.
TSK1239 on most socials. If not that, it's the Soccer King 1239. You can also find me on YouTube at TSK1239. I also stream on Twitch sometimes, not often, and on YouTube in general. Also, because Jasmine's wearing it, can you model our shirt real quick, or my shirt? I guess it would be. Um, it is a fantastic
Yes,
shirt,
yes.
comfortable as all get out. It really is one of my favorite shirts to wear. I have a dark green one, but it really is. It says good vibes, and that's really what we are, is good
Says
vibes.
good vibes.
But that's on my
It's
website,
wicked comfortable.
thesoccerking1239.com. And you just go to merch, you can get it. We've got hats, we've got shirts, we've got other things. We got shorts. Yep, I have my shorts somewhere. We have
Shorts,
hoodies. We have.
hoodies. Do we have hoodies still?
Oh yeah,
We
you
have
can't
hoodies.
really tell,
We have
but
a
it's there. There's a
flag
flag
right
there.
behind Justin.
It's pretty fun.
It's like
Go
a
check it
video
out.
game good vibes theme.
I'm thinking we'll probably have
Hopefully,
another drop
more
this
will
summer.
post
Is
this
my thought
summer.
process. Maybe some no impulse control merch will
Nice,
find its way there. Would be
nice.
pretty sick. But what I'm saying is, y'all gotta
That'd be
support.
pretty
You gotta
sick.
help out. You gotta do your part of this job of sending it to your grandparents. Don't be the poor friend. Send to your
Don't be a
grandparents, your
poor
mother, your
friend.
dad, your grandfather, your aunts, your uncles, your siblings. Send it to everybody. Sorry, I got a little excited. Send it to everybody.
Oh my god, my ear.
Post it on your
Send it to my
socials. Try to get some
audiologist
friends to
now.
like us and follow us because we're pretty awesome. But yeah, other than that, you got anything else you want to add? Correct.
Your support helps us keep going.
Don't be an asshole.
Don't kick babies. Go get some vitamin D. If I see any of you on Am I the Asshole Reddit, I'm gonna come for you.
Yep.
Find you at your homes, all the good stuff.
Peace.
And with that, peace out.